Welcome to Dirty Fanatics.
Falcon fans, Falcon Nation, the Atlanta Falcons have completed the draft class, and I must say they have absolutely outdone themselves this year. Falcon fans, if you're just now tuning into the channel, if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, tune in for a live video every Friday night at 8 o'clock, sometimes special guest appearances, also pop-up shows throughout the weekend, DFU bringing you your Falcon content, breaking news, draft coverage, etc., etc. Training camp around the corner. I have my co-host Philip here with me today. We will be breaking down the Atlanta Falcons, not all the selections, but two major selections, and not even in the draft. Undrafted free agents that we'll be speaking about today, Philip. A very deep class to speak on. Cornerback and receiver group is what we'll hit on today in this quick recording video. Kobe King, an absolute baller, chip on his shoulder, and the guy Nick Nash, another 6'3", 205 target for my man Michael Penix Jr. to sling the ball to. Falcon fans, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel now because you do not want to miss this breaking coverage. Philip, what's going on, man? Glad to have you here today for the pre-record. Falcons, man, selected two undrafted free agents that Falcon fans really didn't know nothing about, and now NFL headlines, major, Des Bryant, an NFL receiver, shocked that Kobe Bryant and Nick Nash both went undrafted. The Falcons potentially steals of the draft in undrafted free agency. Philip, what's going on, man? Glad to have you here for the show. How are we doing?
Doing pretty good. Been a good little week. Just been looking into these picks that we've got and undrafted picks that we signed. I'm really liking the way this is, looking on roster, paper and everything. Looks pretty good.
Not only did the Falcons hit an undrafted free agent in late rounds, but the first round, a pick that has been controversial for Falcon fans for the past 3 to 4 years, the Falcons did it this year, Philip. The Falcons selected two guys that every Falcon fan wanted to be in Atlanta, and particularly Jalen Walker at number 15, the Bulldog himself, Jalen Walker. And then you trade back in the first round to grab Pierce Jr., another absolute beast from Tennessee Volunteer. My guy, James Pierce Jr. is going to be a dominant force here in Atlanta. But that isn't the topic for today's pre-record. Kobe Bryant and this cornerback depth room, Philip. We talked about Clark Phillips third on live streams. We talked about you bringing back Mike Ford. You brought back Hughes as well. Philip, the cornerback room is pretty deep. You also brought back D. Alford. Let's not forget D. Alford. Philip, where does Kobe King fit in this cornerback depth chart? Potentially players being cut. This is a position to watch during training camp, and we will hit on it all training coverage. Philip, Kobe Bryant in this cornerback depth room, how is it looking for Kobe?
Looking pretty good right now. They got him labeled under, nickel, which is what the Alford playing. But then again, there's a name right here that you're looking at on that post of like comments and stuff like that. It's Billy Bone Jr. That's another guy. He's literally in the middle of it right there. It's going to be a good race between these two. Do I feel D gets a little outshadowed? Kind of in a way, yes. But we're also forgetting, we got players like Clark Phillips that's still fighting for. He wants that starting job. And
second-year player, and Clark Phillips the third.
And it's a ball. Like, he's a ball hawk as well. And that's three potential good competitions right there for each individual there.
That, Philip, competition alone is always good to have in a locker room. Not only do you have competition at a position, but you have competition at a very elite spot. Not just players that are competing here, Philip. We're talking about Kobe Bryant. We're talking about Bowman, our draft pick. You're talking about a guy you bring back, D. Alford, year 3 here in Atlanta. Philip, there's a lot to look forward here when it comes to training camp. A lot of Falcon fans seem to think that positions are locked down. but I don't necessarily say so. I think it's going to be a very, very deep run here for Kobe Bryant, and Kevin King. All these players that you have here on this roster is a very deep defensive battle. Mike Ford as well, Philip. Another guy that we had to talk about, and a guy that it really shocked me that went undrafted, because just the stats alone, our guy Nick Nash, Philip, 6'3", 205-pounder, has an outstanding season for the Spartans, leading all FBS receivers with 104 catches, 1,382 yards, and 16 touchdowns, Falcon fans. 16 touchdowns for the undrafted free agent. Philip, obviously, you did draft the receiver last year in Casey Washington, later round pick. Hope to see him progress this year. Want to see a lot out of Casey Washington. But, Philip, now you add a guy like Nick Nash to that receiver corps, another corps that's going to be cut. Somebody in that receiver room is walking when it comes to the 53-man roster or 52-man roster. Philip, where does Nick Nash fit in this receiver depth room? Give me the rundown of who is on the Falcons receiver roster.
Okay, so like right here we have like the left side and right side, then we have the slot. Obviously, we know that. Of course, you got Drake London is your number one on the right, and your number one on the left is Darnell Mooney. That's spots you're gonna have to fight to take. You're gonna have to fight to dog it out. Yeah. But on the slot, which is where Nick Nash is placed. Okay, he's right here. He's got a tough little race between Ray, which is an outstanding stud that balled out last year. Even when coming in with Penix, it's that throw to Ray.
That training camp matchup, and when Penix finally took control, Philip, you've seen that chemistry.
And we got Kadero Hodge that came in and won us a game this year. That came in and gave us big plays. Kadero Hodge, that's another slot receiver that's going to be a good little race. And then you got Jamal Agnew. I haven't seen a whole lot of Jamal Agnew, but this could be a good fight with him right now.
So where is Casey Washington? Where exactly is Casey Washington lining up right now on this depth chart, Philip?
On this depth chart that I'm looking at right now, they got him number 2 behind Darnell Mooney on the left side.
That makes sense. So that's what's interesting to me, Philip, because if you look at the size of Nick Nash, 6'3". Nick Nash is not a slot receiver. Let's be for real. You know as well as I do, Nick Nash could play receiver too. If it came down to it, size-wise, height, 16 touchdowns, Philip. Let's get this guy in the end zone. This is all I'm saying. If you have a Casey Washington at 2 behind Darnell Mooney, that's a battle. That's a battle that I see happening, Philip. Casey Washington and Nick Nash. Obviously, Nick Nash, the undrafted free agent, he'll be let go quicker than a draft pick would. But, Philip, a very, very heated battle coming up for training camp. I'm excited for it. I don't want to dive too far into topics tonight, Philip, because we have a live podcast tonight at 8, Falcon fans. Tune in on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We are live with it. Be here or be square. Falcon fans, we have some content to bring to you tonight. We're going to keep this a quick little 10-minute recording. So before we get up out of here, Philip, we have one topic to talk on, and we're going to hit this very hard. Our man, Draco, the man Drake London himself, no other than the 5th-year locked-in Drake London. The Falcons select the 5th-year option. Philip, how are we feeling about Drake London? 5th-year option, big contract to come. Draco, go crazy, baby.
You already know how I'm feeling. That's my main guy that I rep. That's 5. Hell, I even got the name pointed out right there because it's just how it is. That is my dog. I'm excited that we picked up the 5th-year option, and I'm just hyped to see. We kept this division's team's daddy, bro. He owns them. He owns them. They can't stop you. Not much left there, bro. He's just gonna do him. It's just gonna get better.
Years to come with Drake London, man. There's so much to look forward to. That ceiling is so high, and I believe with Penix, it is just now. We're finally reaching it, Falcon fans. We're finally seeing the full potential of Drake London here in Atlanta. Falcon fans, tune in tonight at 8. DFU is live with it, bringing you Falcon content and coverage with not only me and Philip, but 3 other of our co-hosts here at DFU, man. We have all kinds of brains here working at DFU, man. So y'all be sure to leave a comment. Any kind of question you have for us here on the chat, be sure to do so, man. We appreciate you guys. Me and Philip's getting ready to get up out of here for this little 10-minute recording from DFU Friday afternoon. Philip, glad to have you here, man. I appreciate you. Real quick, give me a quick shout-out for today's recording.
Man, shout out to God, bro. That's the main one, man. We doing this for another day. We just blessed to be here and to have this opportunity to let this out, man. This is something I love doing.
Baby. Push content.
I just love sitting there doing content. That's if anybody knows me, that's what I want to do in life. So Shout out to God for giving me
So
this
what Philip's
opportunity.
saying is hit that like button down there, hit that comment section, and if you haven't, ring the bell right above us, and be sure to subscribe in the corner. Falcon fans, we up out of here, man. Shout out to all the viewers, all the people that like this, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you, man. Philip and C Money is up out of here, baby. A-Town down, rise up. Tune in at 8 tonight on Facebook, Twitter. Where else, Philip? Where else? Help me out. Twitch. Falcon fans, we are everywhere. Get with it. Rise up, A-Town down. We out.